TNC's turn to ban. Fnatic's turn to ban. TNC's turn to pick.
Alrighty.
10 seconds
Brento
remaining.
with the memento.
That's me.
5 seconds remaining.
All right. Final game of the eve.
Or the morn.
The Marn. It's a fine Marn.
Are you staying up after this? 3:45 a.m. What's your? You gonna try and make this your new schedule for our 3 days of coverage here?
Fnatic's turn to pick.
Unknown. I'm just gonna take it as it comes. See how it goes. Maybe watch a little Law and Order.
Sounds good.
That's my real guilty pleasure right now. When I'm trying to check out from life, I might try to play a few
10
pubs. I don't know.
seconds remaining.
All right. I see you.
I see.
I'm gonna miss the Leafs game tonight. I gotta go to bed for this. Oh no, that's bad news, Bears.
Are you gonna stay up? Are we gonna play games into the wee hours of the morning
Yeah, probably.
while the baby sleeps?
It's almost time for Baby to awaken, but it's time for Tiny to awaken. He's back. Woohoo! So again, we have the flexibility here for TNC. We talked about Armel playing it, Raven playing it. I still don't really see it as being a big Sam H hero, but again, he could play it. And Fnatic, none of the heroes they had last game are banned. TNC are like, go ahead, please do. They could try the
Go at it, boys.
Yeah. We could.
Fnatic are thinking. They cruise through the bans, and now they're taking a moment. They're going, whoa, wait, what do we want? Elder Titan? What's the combo? It's Disruptor.
Okay. I can't see them getting Doom again. I feel like that was really well played by Universe, and they've used it in a lot of the games they've won against TNC, so I was thinking they might choose to pick it in the first phase here. But the ET Disruptor, a nice combination, as well as EJ Classic, another hero for Pilot Die that basically just needs the ultimate. Long ranges of initiation, itemization not very important, can afford to be super poor and try and give a little bit more gold to his allies.
Yeah. I like the Nixie here. It's like it serves two purposes. It's a comfort pick and good against ET and Disruptor. We saw the Spike Carapace last game play a huge role in breaking up some of those team fights. I would agree about the Doom, though. I think it's totally worth a ban. They take out the Life Stealer now as Fnatic ban Underlord.
Yeah, I think likely a Tim's Nyx Assassin gonna be the more common way they play it, but as you just saw, they're fine handing over to SamH. So they have to ban for both, account for basically whoever they just don't want to face in terms of whether it's an offlaner or a position 4, but more likely you're going to be banning out some of these more obnoxious offlaners. So the SamH Bat will be the other big one that they might be just not wanting to have to pick around here.
Yeah, definitely be another. We've seen how they like to do that. They pick up the Nyx Assassin and then grab the Bat for themselves because that counters out of the pool. Fnatic opted to ban the Doom, and they had first, third pick, so deciding that they don't want it, certainly don't want to play against it, and now they pick up a Lone Druid as TNC go into Gyrocopter.
Lone Druid, eh? So I'm just looking in terms of all of the games they've recently played. They've had one Lone Druid game, it looks like. Oh, two? Okay. So he's popped up a couple times in all of their engagements so far with the past couple days. They won one and they lost one for the side of Fnatic. So we'll see how this one goes. It was Envy that played it, I think, both times for them. And yeah, it was. He played both games. That means we're still just looking for Abed and Universe hero likely.
Okay, interesting. Lone Druid. The only Lone Druid we've seen has been from Exotic Deer in the European region on Team Kinguin.
Quackfa played it.
That's true. I lied. We've seen Lone Druid on 2 heroes.
Speaking of the European region, Skyder, the Boogie Boys, they're done. Team disbanded.
Scatter, it's over?
It's over.
Oh, team. You mean the team that was named after human excrement of the Swedish or Danish variety?
They are done.
Wasn't in it for the long haul? Trent.
Hey, man, they've been going for a while. Come on.
I'm upset.
Be like that. All right, well, we're going to get the Brewmaster here. I was watching a little bit of the last match from Fnatic.
Don't name your team shit. How's that? Is that too much to ask?
10 seconds
the Universe Panda, a classic.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now, a couple of bears. Oh, yeah. You know, a couple of bears, a raptor.
You want someone who can bully a little bit along with the Elder Titan, you know? You want a threat of a very strong dual lane, and that is something Brewmaster and Elder Titan can provide. And that almost puts some pressure on you to, like, get a really strong position 5, you know? Like the Witch Doctor or something like that who can handle that kind of a lane.
Yeah, Brew is such a chaotic force in that mid game, and now with the way his talents are structured, you've got 2 really good options for late game in terms of scaling, where you can play more of a kind of support utility oriented and get that really short cooldown on the ultimate, or you can kind of transition into a carry Brewmaster, weird as that sounds, but it's sort of possible if the game is right and you get the kind of start that you're looking for. So good pick, and I think Universe, similar to last game, will have a pretty high impact like you did with the Doom. So what does TNC grab here instead? Still a little bit of flexibility, but I think likely to pick up their last support.
Well, they might just want to get a core that they don't want banned, right? Because they got the 2 in the row. So that would be the only thing. But they will take the Witch Doctor. So
Witch Doctor and Gyro.
Yeah.
Actually, all 3 of these heroes go very nice with Witch Doctor. Level 2 Maledict plus pretty much any of those combos is going to be a kill. So this is great. Great Witch Doctor game.
Yeah, I think the only other support that would have been okay would have been AA. I think Rubik is too weak of a laner, plus some of the spell steals are a little bad, even though it's kind of a cuckoo classic. Witch Doctor to me is the ideal for dealing with like the Brewmaster and the ET dual lane, but in terms of comboing up with like the Nyx Assassin and the Tiny, AA would have been kind of nice. So they will then ban out that Sam H. Batrider that we were wondering if he would show his ugly mug. And TNC, do they have any sneaky other offlaners? The Omni, is he left in? Ooh, Omni Knight has made it very far. This could be a Sam H. Omni.
Could be good. Who else?
They could Razor, though. They could ban Razor and pick Omni. In terms of other offlaners that are still in the pool, Tide is still there. I mean, again, Sam H. does tend to play those more classic heroes.
TNC's turn to pick.
Ban the DK. Sam H. Puck? Is that what's happening here? Haven't seen that one in a while.
Pushing the puck.
Yeah, you see the DK, I don't know, it comes out. Oh, the Sam H. Nature's Prophet didn't get banned.
No, you're right.
Can we
Prophet's
NP?
made it all the way through.
This looks like a good Prophet game. All right, I'm down. I'm down for the Prophet.
I'm pretty in with that. They've got a lot of control. He can definitely contribute to those team fights, and they go Venom, the complete opposite direction.
This is
okay.
TNC have some great drafts going lately. They have a ton of flexibility amongst their heroes. Like they play the Veno in multiple positions. They play this Nyx Assassin in multiple positions. We talked about how the Tiny goes on numerous heroes. Like TNC, this is why they're such a strong hero right now, or a strong team. Even though they haven't made it to a lot of lands, I feel like if they had like gotten to some lands earlier in the season, they could be pretty high in the DPC. I feel like this is a team that can definitely come top 4 at lands. Just because of that, the overall skill set as well as the variety they have in terms of their drafting. But Fnatic, speaking of some variety, some trump cards, the Abed Tinker comboed up with the Brewmaster and the Lone Druid and the Elder Titan for all of your Boots of Travel needs.
Yeah, pretty darn good Tinker game. Pairs very nice with the Lone Druid. Do they have the tools to deal with this Tinker? They have some pretty annoying heroes. Tiny with Blink Dagger, Shadow Blade, Nyx Assassin in general. Homing Missile, actually very annoying against the Tinker. Which draft do you favor here, Trent? Both sides with a lot of merit, I think.
10 seconds.
I think I like the Fnatic draft, actually.
5 seconds.
A little bit of a timer there for the old TNC side. Not to say they can't do it, but looks pretty good to me.
I think I'm with...
It's a really good Tinker game. It's like an excellent Tinker game. There's, number one, there's pressure on your opponents to push, which is always good for Tinker. He has the Space Maker and the Brewmaster and the Lone Druid. Now, one thing that I've noticed that you watch these games with like Lone Druid Invoker is another perfect example of where it sounds like it shouldn't work, because when you picture Lone Druid, you're like, oh, he's greedy. So how are you going to run two really greedy heroes? But when you build this Helm first, like I'm sure Envy will, you can do a lot of work in the early game as Lone Druid. You can push across the map, you put pressure on the towers, you're relatively safe doing it. But just because like the regen, you got the aura, the attacks, he's got an Elder Titan and a Disruptor who are pretty good in the early game to help him out there. And suddenly this hero that you view as very greedy is putting pressure across the map and creating space for the Tinker.
Yeah.
And that's without even mentioning the fact that you're going to have Brewmaster looking for fights to split early on.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And the way we saw like Exotic Deer play the Lone Druid was very much in that realm where he went for the greedy build, the normal Midas into Radiance, but if you get it at 16 minutes or 8 minutes or something in that area, you're still able to fight with your team and put a lot of pressure on while also farming very well. So it is definitely a hybrid type role. I definitely think TNC have some options though. Got pretty decent team fight themselves, a lot of stun, a huge amount of damage. Now with SamH on the Veno, they've really solidified their damage types to have a lot of physical from the Gyro and the Tiny, and now a boatload of magical damage.
Yeah, they kind of have all three cores with that variety damage, right?
Yeah.
They can all kind of spec into that. I guess you could argue Veno's the lowest on the old physical side these days.
I feel like I always underestimate Veno in pro games. He's been nerfed so much now that he feels weak early on, but if you just get that early farm and play him as a little bit of a greedy core for those first couple of levels, if you can tank up, he gets really scary in the mid game.
Yeah, offlane I think just kind of suits his general style. Even when he's played mid, he's more of an offlane-ish kind of hero. Man, Tim's just tanks 80% of his HP, and I don't know, he spends some mana of his opponents. He's a Nyx assassin, so it's not too big of a deal. He has a ridiculous HP regen. You know, you got to kind of use your HP bar as a mana bar when you play these Nyx assassins or these ogres. Like, if you're not regenning HP, you're probably not playing the hero right. Like, you should be low on HP because you're just wasting that resource if you're not trading right clicks with someone. And
absolutely. I mean, look at him. With one mango, he's at 6.3 regen.
yeah, he used one tango, and he's back up to almost full HP. So, that was basically just a trade for one Thunderstrike.
So now top lane, Universe and DJ. That'll be the dual lane. 2-1-2 coming out of both sides. Tiny Witch Doctor for the Dire. Mid lane, Armel on the Gyrocopter for the Abed's Tinker. No surprise to see the Tinker mid. And we do see Gyro mid from time to time. SamH down bottom getting harassed pretty hard. Thunderstrike pretty brutal in the lane at level 1. The highest damage dealing level 1 spells. Gale though connects with a follow-up stun from Tim's. Hey Tim.
Yeah, I don't know about this one. Talk back, top lane, DJ. Lots of tower damage. He is fast that Windlace, but not enough. We'll go down to the creep, so good play there by Raven. And that was even without the avalanche, so that was kind of a misplay there. One could say from DJ, obviously getting a little bit too close to the old Tiny.
So that'll happen from time to time. How does this mid matchup go? Tinker on Gyro. I would imagine it's a little bit Tinker favored. Just the nature of blind is very irritating, but
their threat definitely comes into play with the levels, right? Like Armel's scaling for, he's got the level 2 in the homing missile, so that's gonna be the big problem there for Abed. As he does manage to right click it down though, and Armel maybe not expecting that.
An eye on this mid lane.
But like if he missed that uphill hit, he would have died. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure Abed would have died if he missed the rocket. So
I guess that's true. That's one of the things about Gyro you have to keep in mind. His solo kill potential is pretty high, and both sides with any sort of rotation have a pretty high kill potential.
oh, you get a regen rune. Sorry, Abed. This lane might just be over, my friend.
I guess Tinker really does not have any way to deal with the missile.
Yeah.
Up top, Elder Titan very low. Looks like he gets comboed, but does survive.
But
Branch from downtown, not enough damage.
we'll see if Fnatic are just as good about the stacks this game. As you can see, DJ already starting on it. He gets in that camp, goes over to look at his ancients, and like, oh yeah, they're still stacked. Perfect. So DJ, again, he's often very low to start. You saw him in the Earth Spirit game in terms of his experience, but it pays off. Like if these neutrals all get funneled into the Tinker, they'll be very happy with what DJ's been up to.
Lane, Pylai die, hit by a Gale as Tim's follows up with a stun. They will have the damage, but a deny comes from Envy.
Nice.
Nicely done.
Yeah, it felt like a matter of time until Pilot Eye just went down, but that makes it all worth it. Just getting denied like that, he can just come right back into the lane. He loses 65 gold, sure, but he's back up full HP in mana.
Armel, he wants this, and he gets the solo kill on the Tinker. Pylai die. TP's in, finds the punishment. Locks him in range of the tower, but still good stuff there. Now back to the top lane. Brewmaster hit by Maledict, now tossed back. It'll be tough to find the damage. Will survive. A lot of stick charges there also.
Yeah, he's even able to save his wand too. So as the Salve gets the bounty rune and stack this time. Oh no, he does get a couple of them. He got the Ancients and the other hard camp. Man, DJ, again, yes, he's level 2, but look at this. I mean, this is fantastic. And now he's going to grab all of this with the Spirit. He's going to come and try and punch this top lane. But the Witch Doctor is nowhere to be found, so we'll have to try and do it onto just the Tiny.
Still, he's got the right idea. See how much damage it gives him. Plus 156, no big deal.
Yeah, that's all right. Oh, and it's going to work.
They got the stomp.
Give him the beat.
The damage, a few more. Right now, Raven's like, what the hell? He doesn't have a double damage rune. Mid lane again, Abed. But clipped by another homing missile, and this time the rotation of Cuckoo. It's another easy kill for Armel.
Yeah.
Bottom lane now, Envy. He gets clipped by a Gale. Tim's looking for a follow-up stun, but the Savage Roar.
But look at DJ again, though. Another stack. And yes, it's going to be a bad lane early on for Abed, but this is a hell of a lot of recovery. If they can find this from the side of TNC, though, this game's just over. Like, Cuckoo's smoked up right now. He's going around with the wards. He's going to see these camps and go like, oh, there's no stacks here. Maybe I should go check that other area. And there's a chance they could make a rotation through with the Gyro level 6 and just use it to clear these camps. And like, that would actually be like GG. As Cuckoo's going to run into the ET. He finds DJ and he's like, so that's what he's been up to.
I mean, you're kind of right. Now stun onto Abed. This Tinker's going to fall again. Rocket Barrage, call down. Elder Titan on his way in, but it just doesn't do anything. All the while, Sam H dies in the bottom lane. Envy looks like he might have found some entangling claws, perhaps, mixed with the power of Pylai die. They'll go 1 for 1 across the map. But you're right. There's only one way to recover a Tinker like this. He has leveled up March, and they know that. It's got to be through stacks. So... the hot topic. What do we got here? Triple stack on the Ancients, at least a 3 stack here at the top one, and looks like a 3 stack down at the hard camp as well. Jungle, Pylai die, caught by the curse, the stun follow up from Cuckoo, Tim's, pump fake.
I mean,
getting healed up here,
the
but they
shrine
might
can
still
save
get him.
Okay, well,
they needed that stun, I think,
yeah.
but we'll live.
I mean, still not that bad, honestly. You're the dire side, you're like sick, burn the shrine. Now Tinker doesn't have that to keep up his farming. Top lane, they're trying the big Elder Titan again here, plus 138.
Raven stomped.
Even gonna
now
split.
The split. No way you're gonna live through this, man. DJ, he hits so hard with that spirit damage.
Again, Cuckoo, he's back here chilling by the camps at the 7-minute mark. He was looking to see if Tinker would come back and go for the stack. And he's just going to be there to block if he had to. And they do find him, though.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Cuckoo Goes in aggressively. Once this Tinker at least sets up with a stun, Gyrocopter gets the kill and then sent back to safety. Armel pretty happy with that one. Wow, this Tinker. So 5 kills for the Dire, and 4 of them have been on Tinker.
His net worth's not that bad, though. Honestly, he's, you know, obviously he's behind, yes, and a lot of that is the Gyrocopter is very far ahead, but it is still recoverable for a Tinker. Once he has bots, it all just turns on.
Once he has bots, he's 100 gold towards them. Or towards the recipe, I guess.
Hey,
he's
man,
almost there, pal.
It's all just camping in that jungle, and he's got level 3 merch. It's coming, though.
Huku's gonna die in the bottom lane. Elder Titan finds that kill with the stomp. Sam H throws out a Gale, but DJ, he's pretty quick. Gonna try to chase him down, and man, does he hurt. Veno, the next casualty. Nyx glimpsed back into a kinetic field. Stomps there. Stops the TP, and now Tim's in a bit of a sticky situation, but there's no real follow-up. DJ trying to poke him, but no slow. Gyrocopter now on the way. Armel's hungry. Phase boots up. He's got a haste rune as well. Rocket barrage. Still a level 2 homing missile to be used. There it is. Another rocket barrage in about a second. Armel just TP's out. Did not have the mana. No stick charges.
Okay. The discipline to even just leave there, I'm kind of impressed. He TP's mid, gets a clarity from out of his stash, and he just starts running down again. He's like, this time I'll bring reinforcements. And they're under the ward here, but there's no call down.
Abed with a regular TP scroll. Don't get excited. Up top, Raven glimpsed back. Kinetic field comes out again. A lot of right clicks coming his way. Should be a kill on the Tiny, the bear. Very annoying to deal with as the entangling claws come, and Envy gets another one up on the scoreboard, 7-5. Small lead for Fnatic, but Tinker, he's going to go down again in the mid lane. Armel with another slam dunk.
Oh, they're starting to get that pressure going, though. Like, yes, you're dealing with the Tinker, but the Helm Lone Druid just came and ravaged your top lane. And Envy begins his march towards Radiance. They're up here. They are guarded by the split on Universe. Extremely difficult to try and engage on. Tim's is only level 4, so you don't have any sort of vendetta. Your offlaner, the Venomancer, is a very static hero. Doesn't really want to leave. So they're just going to keep pushing until that Venomancer shows up top. And now they can just go do the same thing bottom as Veno TPs.
Bear doing. No Midas. HOTD. Radiance queued. So Envy's farming okay, but nothing.
Universe is trying to force the ulti. He just goes for the split. He's going to dive Sam H. He thinks he is the damage.
I think he's going to kill him. A lot of time on this Brew ult. Puts him in the Cyclone. In comes Raven. Maybe not. There's a lot of reinforcements here. Universe biting off more than he can chew. Almost gets the courier and might still get it. Tossed up in the air. They've got the control, and they're going to punish this Brewmaster for the dive. Gets the clap. Sam H. limps back to the well.
Alright, maybe call that space creation. He forced all those TPs top. In the end, obviously, still a benefit for TNC. And Abed, did he use that time taking these top stacks? Yeah, they've taken all of those things that were up in the northern jungle. So, not awful, but certainly a bold move there from Universe. Close to getting the kill, though. And he's going to find the courier here for Tim's. Oh, that would have been... Oh, okay. It's alright. Not going to worry about it.
They used the protection. Pretty disciplined to use courier there.
Yeah, that was impressive. Imagine if he gets the bots, though.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
That would be the ultimate cherry on top of this game. Manages to courier it.
That would actually be a rage quit worthy moment.
Abed just leaves. He's done. Screw
Finally
this
get your BOTs at 18 minutes. And then they kill the courier. Oh man.
Yeah,
well, the stack of ancients will help. He's at 1300 here, 12 minutes, so recovery is still very possible for this Tinker.
Yeah, Abed has to scan himself to see if the next assassin is underneath him.
They almost killed him like too many times back to back where he didn't have enough time to rack up all that unreliable. You know, if you give him a little more time to farm, it stings that much more.
Tim's is on the prowl now. And he sees the remnants of a Tinker being here, so he's going to start looking somewhere else.
Ready to be a bully.
Universe almost has the split back up here and close in towards that Blink Dagger.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Hello, DJ. Next with the stun. Follow up from Cuckoo. This cast bouncing back and forth, but I don't think they have enough. If there was a Death Ward there, they would have had it, but it's only a level 4 Witch Doctor. Tim's limps back, and TNC punished for that one. Ends up being a freebie for Universe, and Abed be nearby. Gets him now 300 gold away from the bots.
They're gonna smoke up here. Tranquil's going to work on DJ. He'll be ready by the time they actually engage. And again, they still have the split, and we have the Earth Splitter. Veno, not an amazing target to kill, of course. He's kind of a plague that leaves all this around. They're gonna go past him. They want a bigger fish.
Fish they shall as TNC spoke up. Nyx Assassin charging up the high ground. They had a sentry ward there. He breaks the smoke. Both sides see the other. Now a huge cast sets it up for Tim's. Follow up call down. A big fight for TNC, but can they actually clean this up? The split comes. DJ uses the Earth Splitter. Very little damage done. TNC still with a lot of resources. They stay on their side of the river. They actually don't pursue it. It's like that. Both sides will start to retreat. EOT now up on the Tinker, so expect to see Abed's farm start to really increase.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Even if these
attack.
aggressive plays aren't really netting kills for the side of Fnatic, it is again just space. It's all vision. It's them finding where the Nyx Assassin is, and it's giving Abed an easier game.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Of course, he's going to be worried about Tim's the entire game because the Nyx versus the Tinker, but it was still a good enough pick this time that they felt it was going to be worth it, and I would agree so far. Despite everything that's happened to Abed, he's catching up. He's almost surpassing Envy, in fact.
First jumps in onto Tim's up top, gets a crit there, dodges the stun, hit by the Carapace. Now the dust. Tim's tries to Vendetta away. A glimpse, kinetic field locks him in place. Timmy down. Another very even game here, though, Trent. Look at that graph, and it seems like it's all over the place, but been confined to a 1,000 net worth lead either way as both teams find pickoffs and objectives. Nobody really ahead with a clear advantage. I think once Envy gets this Radiance, that'll tip the scales a little bit.
Yeah.
Still kind of far off. 2,700 gold, no relic yet. Bear down bottom, almost dies, might actually die, not deny.
Yeah, that's a hard one to get.
300 gold to Sam H there, I think.
Yep.
Great for the Venom.
As I said, though, the Radiance, but as well the Blink Dagger on Tinker is going to be a big one, just because he has so many great targets to bots onto. It could be the Brewlings, it could be the Elder Titan Bear, it could be the Helm of the Dominator from Envy, and then he's also going to be working with the Elder Titan Astral Spirit with the Natural Order. So plenty of damage to be slapping around with his rockets, and he's starting to pump up that laser too. So if you don't have BKBs, it's going to be some rough fights for the Dire side. And Tiny also went for the damage over the magic resistance too.
Okay, that's uncommon.
No, I'd say it's been mostly the damage. It feels like it's just, you know, some games it just feels real good to have the magic resistance.
Yeah, I suppose this is one of them. Armel glimpsed back in the mid lane. A lot of damage coming his way. Almost survives, but DJ with the Earth Splitter secures the kill. Great pickoff for Fnatic. Now it's Tier 1 Tower Siege.
Sam H is going to walk under a sentry here, but he gets off the spells.
Tim's charges in, stun on 2. Raven with a follow-up, tosses the bear onto Universe. He'll just try to TP home. They disengage. Universe barely makes it as that cask takes a right-hand turn. Wow. The Brewmaster really should have survived there.
Well, out he gets, and he'll barrel roll his way back to lane as he works on his BKB. Despite losing game 1, very good good day for Universe so far today. And looks like we're going to smoke up here bottom. Yeah, Cuckoo pops it. We're looking for a kill. Radiant Ward will see the Tiny, and that might work as a bait play here, but they're just going to find the old Pilot Eye.
Oh, it's the old classic. Big smoke and...
Name a more iconic duo. Kick it to Bear here, and that'll be on CD. Nope, that's actually back up. So
Bear's, yeah, it's cursed, so it falls. 100 gold, I think, going to doctor that. Yep, for Kook.
Good ammo.
I think the longer this game goes, yeah, you start to favor the Radiant. You know, they have a Lone Druid, they have a Tinker. But one thing that is nice about a game like this versus the Tinkers, you do have the answers. You do have the heroes that allow you to kill a Tinker in that mid and late game, as they'll also find DJ. Abed thinking about coming in here with Universe. Yeah, he's got that Blink Dagger. This is going to be a lot of damage.
Yeah, TNC getting turned on. They've already lost 1 and soon to be 2 as MH falls. Quick turnaround, and Witch Doctor Veno put to rest. Jay and Abed secure 2 more. Envy just farming the jungle all the while.
Yeah, likewise for Raven, as he's just catching creep waves on the bottom lane.
Yeah, continuing this trend of pickoffs going both ways, and all the while both teams kind of farming somewhere. Gyrocopter went for the Yasha, and now just right into BKB. Makes a lot of sense. Honestly, surprised he stopped off for the Yasha in a game like this. So much magical disable, and
yeah, I think they just know it's going to be a little bit of a slower one. So there's time to purchase some farming items and try and increase your efficiency.
Yeah, that's true.
Veno.
Top Sam H again caught by Pylai Die, but who's got who? It's Raven that jumps in, finishes off the Disruptor. Now DJ hit by the Maledict. Rocket to follow up. Not want to dive that deep into enemy territory. Primal Roar. Not the Primal Roar, the Savage Roar. Oh, it's a roar of a different color.
Yeah, greedy a bit to go on the Hood Veno. He is quite tanky. As Radiant now again scanning. Abed just using them to his own personal safety from Nyx Assassin, which, yeah, as a Tinker, sometimes you gotta do that, so.
Given his start, I think he's entitled to it.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, Aether Lens now on the way. Item there.
Alright, well, Nyx is back. Tim's... Okay, he's just gonna chill down here.
Out by the full pipe on the way for the Venom. Great game for it, no doubt. KB's plus pipe might open up a timing for TNC.
Yeah, what did TNC do this game?
I think you're right, generally speaking, about like Fnatic scaling better as you go ultra late, but I think there's still this whole mid-game window where they can win a couple team fights before the Tinker or an Aghanims or.
How do you force the fight as TNC though? They don't have a really good tower threat once they get aggressive. The lanes are being constantly pushed in. They're barely keeping up with the Tinker spam, and the only way they can do it is, as you can see, there's a Radiant blob, and they have to have 1, 2, 3. Even Nyx Assassin is helping to split push, and the net worth isn't really working.
5-man into a tower, and you Nyx Assassin.
Die. You get Elder Titaned.
You fight Carapace to initiate fight, and then Pork.
Yeah, Pork. Well, and now this is what they have to try and get is these pickoffs onto the Tinker, but Abed again, he's been very cautious.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yep, I mean it's tough. The Radiance is up. I think they're on a timer.
They got top.
I think you got to use the Nyx. There are a lot of really good Spike Carapace setups this game. I think that's the thing that you really have to capitalize on. That's the one thing Fnatic don't have an answer for. There it is. Look at this. They just need to find the Tinker now. They can't. All right, he had an answer that time, but see what I'm saying?
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's
He's a real hard hero to grab. And he even gets the next wave too.
And they get Cuckoo in their lane. Universe there. Nice.
I'm surprised they let top go so easily though. Like they had 5 heroes there and it was only the Veno. I think they thought that TNC was baiting with everyone behind the Venomancer, which is certainly a real threat. But they will find SamH now.
Gonna get gone on. Tries to TP out. Another Elder Titan stomp. It won't happen. Roche. Now the target for Eternal Envy. He'll have some reinforcements. Here comes Abed as he TPs to the bear. Yeah, Roshan, Dire without Veno. Not be too interested. Tiny does have the Shadow Blade. Could maybe wander his way over. Armel is being back to the tier. Roche already down to about a quarter HP. He has fallen quick. They're on the way in. This is going to be close, Trent. The Dire actually want to do this. They're going to be intercepted, though. Pylai Die, again, absorbs this gank, and they kind of don't want to kill him, but Armel can't resist it. Turns, pops the BKB. Aegis picked up by Envy. The Nyx gets turned on. It looks pretty good for Fnatic.
Yeah, now the chase down with the Brewlings.
Buyback
He's looking for that tornado.
It's a good one. He TP's in, glimpses back Raven. They will secure a kill on this Tiny. Stomp into the Earth Splitter.
I like how Universe didn't even bother trying to like go with the Wind Panda onto the Cuckoo. He just guaranteed, like they probably could have had a double, but he just wasn't sure exactly how many of his allies were going to be able to like get that glimpse and everything. So Cuckoo escapes, but they get the kill onto the Tiny, who is obviously a little bit more important in terms of keeping these lanes in Fnatic's favor. Now they get and the and one Cuckoo. He decides he doesn't want to die.
Man, Pylai Die's play style is absolutely incredible. That's like the most valued death I've ever seen. He actually just buys them that extra like 2 seconds so they can finish off the Roche. He ends up going down, still gets a few spells off, buys back really without much hesitation once he realizes there's an opportunity, and sets up 2 more kills after the buyback. And
how about another one
here? He finds Tims. He probably would have respawned by this point. They don't have protection at the particular spot. There's a double damage up, so they will retreat, but
no, it's yeah, it's definitely a good thing to notice though. It's just like those little plays from Pylai Die. Sacrifice the body, make the Rocha easy. Like he tanked like 4 seconds of that BKB from Gyro.
Yeah, for 1,600 net worth at 25 minutes. This guy is having some serious impact. He'll grab SamH again in the mid lane here. Into Stomp, Universe there to follow up on the combo, and they should get this. Universe in a little bit of trouble, does not have the split. Armel pops the BKB. Looks like Universe goes in a bit too deep. He writes a check that his ass can't cash.
Yeah, and again, just not quite enough detection to go around. Tims will be found out here, but he has the Vendetta up here once again, so even if Envy gets a root, another 2-man impale in terms of the bear and the bear.
Get a dust onto Tims. They glimpse back Armel, but they don't quite have the combo. The Gyro is very speedy. Got the... Not quite 20 yet. Not have the movement speed talent, but the Yasha face move. Quite a bit with the drone.
Zoom.
For a second, I thought it was 50 movements, 15, and I realized how ridiculous.
How incredibly broken that would be, and how that would just...
It's still like almost broken as a level 20.
Yeah, can you imagine if there was a hero that had like 40 movement speed at 15 and was a mid laner that like, yeah, I don't know, like Shadow Fiend or something? That would just be broken though. You'd probably never be able to catch him as he ran across the whole map with Yule Scepter and was mega annoying.
Yep, I'm pretty over the Shadow Fiend thing. I'm right there with you, pal. He's my ban every game. I'm over it.
He's just so cool though, man. He's got that swagger, you know. I'm always gonna be happy to see Shadow Fiend games.
Oh sure, yeah. I'm happy. I'll watch him. I'll watch him tear people.
I'll watch a techies. Doesn't mean I want to play with one.
I'm not exactly.
I'm not trying to tune into a techies, but you know, if they want to pick this thing from ice or something, I'm good to go.
Oh man.
All right, bottom lane. The Plague Wards are here. Can they actually defend?
Looks like they're putting up a pretty good wall so far. The bear in the front line's taking a lot of damage, down below half HP. It even has a Hood of Defiance, so sort of tanky against, well, some of that damage. Although I guess the Are the plague boards damage types advantageous against bear? One of those weird obscure mechanics
because it has
where bear has an edge.
the pierce or whatever. I don't know. They've changed
Yeah.
it so many times that I just
Hard to keep up with.
Yeah.
It felt like the wards had the edge there, though. They really
they were shredding
that bear pretty quick.
Yeah. That's not much they can do. I mean, when Venom was super popular, we had like what, Mirana, Sniper. Those are the kind of heroes that with the little extra attack range that are helpful.
Yeah.
They can outscale the wards. They don't have any of that on the side of the Radiant. All they have is Tinker in terms of ranged cores, and he's only got 500 attack range, so...
Raven scouts out the entire thing, pops Pylai die, then jumps into the... Can't find him.
He's Tinker.
He looked at the positioning before that. Now his team is ready to pursue. Tim's on the way in, and he gets turned on about immediately, just as fast as Pylai died. Tim's hits the deck as well. Now Sam H stunned up, the split from Universe. Looks like they'll go in and find that kill. However, he does get off the ultimate. Cuckoo gets the kill on DJ on the backside. Now Envy getting chased down by a BKB.
That's a dominating streak. That's going to be some gold.
Yeah, the ultimate from Veno actually kicking in and opening up some damage potential there for Armel. First on the run, blinks away. Like he'll live. Not going to be able to find him. So pretty good fight for TNC. Veno buys back, so ends up not being a big gold in their favor.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be more, but it only ends up being like, what, 100 gold swing favor in Fnatic, just because lost 1,000 gold. Excruciating.
Still such a tight game here at 30 minutes. Neither team really able to pull ahead with a gift from the I guess Radiant maintaining some more map control. They love that tier. Ever since that Tinker recovered, it has felt like that Fnatic's been in the driver's seat. They picked up the Aegis and pretty much been applying pressure ever since. Tinker completely recovered at this point.
Yeah. He is sponging pretty hard though right now. Like, Envy's not getting a whole lot. Oh, the bear. Oh, I thought the bear was gonna come close enough. If he can burn Raven, he'll be stuck. So yeah, he just blinks down. Oh, he might get glimpsed back. No, Pylai doesn't get it in time. He's got a sentry if he wants to try here. Did they not see him? I thought they saw him. Yeah, he sees him. He's gonna sentry and chill out. Nice little combo there from Pylai die. Helps to scout out Nyx Assassin moving through. And they see Raven, so they know he's back here.
Combo, Abed hiding in the tree line, spamming out the march. Raven for a TP, Glimpse will interrupt it, and the burst finish him off. Abed now dominating. Grabs another. Damage rune in front of Roche. We'll see the RNG timer after 4 seconds. Potentially open up for a quick Roshan. Really for either team. Fnatic on the other side of the map, they're going to continue power they started working on after the last fight, already at about half HP. Feels pretty safe with the tiny dead.
Yeah, I'd say Envy's Rapier last game was a little premature, but I'm almost feeling that same kind of, like, what hope do we have, you know, for TNC? It almost feels like we're going the same direction. Not anytime soon, but, you know, is this game really going to start looking much better for old TNC?
Yeah,
2K gold lead.
High ground, and they are not going to start scaling as well. Bear tanking a lot of damage, but the tower is also going down pretty quick. They've got 3 siege creeps back here. Pretty all right to sacrifice the bear. Envy's got to respawn in 2 seconds. I think they did the damage they were looking for off those siege engines. 50%, not bad. Definitely opening up some rat potential for the...
The Veno has been huge this game, honestly. It's had a really big impact. Just, you wouldn't tell from the 1, 6, and 4, but it is allowing them to hold towers that they really should not be able to. Been holding back the bear. Obviously, Tinker can't really clear them. They don't have a good core to deal with them at all. And you can't really itemize well up against Veno wards either, right? You don't really, you know, some heroes maybe they can get a Dragon Lance and that can help them perhaps right-click them down, but not so much this game. You could argue that could be Envy's job. if he wanted to try and get some attack range on his hero. But of course he would be way too vulnerable in that case. So your Roche spawn is 1.5 minutes.
That double damage, but
is under attack.
pretty middle of the road Roche. I guess maybe a bit later end. Hey, Roche.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Either way, BKB up on Universe. Had it in the last fight. Butterfly now coming for Armel to go with hit.
That's where you hope that he pops BKB. Try and force it with a glimpse, but can't get it.
Not quite there. Tinker's still leveling up that Dagon. That should be Dagon 4 now. Rockets are so annoying. Armel down to like 600 HP.
Oh, it's a painful game. Abed's just going crazy. He's all up the side.
Yep.
Looks like Venos found him, but I mean, what can he do?
Not a hell of a lot. Gyro kind of been by, but also not that much. Slow and steady. I think certainly waiting out next Roche. But I agree with you. It feels like Fnatic are in the driver's seat. I don't see that changing unless they take some kind of bad engagement. Really hard for Tim to find the initiative game though.
Tim's was so close.
Ahmed blinks right next to him. He gets the stun, hoping to find him in the trees. Connects with that stun as well, but I think it was just blind. No, they see him. They've got a ward up on the high ground.
It also is the carapace thing. You can see where Tinker is when you carapace his machines. It puts like little pins that you can see in fog.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, they had a Tinker ward too. So
yeah, the Tinker ward. There you go. It's a nice catch, but the rest of Fnatic move into the pit. Double damage on Universe. Makes it very easy.
so many things have to go right for TNC. They probably needed that Roche. Maybe they don't necessarily need it, but had they gotten that Roche and then they get a kill on the Tinker, that's when they can start pushing. And it's like, okay, TNC actually can kind of control this game, but I mean, Tinker's dead and he feels confident enough just to buy the Dagon 5. He's like, I'm not buying back for anything. But he loses Pi. Celebration dance.
Glimpse onto Cuckoo, thinking, well, maybe me and the bear.
Oh my god, what is this Witch Doctor cosmetic? Ugh, that is terrifying. Ah, I just zoomed in on him. A giant spider on his head. The hell? It's freaky. No, thank you.
Uh-oh, DJ walks into the danger zone. Raven and Tim's make a sandwich out of him. Wow, well, just as we said, Fnatic have control. They lose 3. Despite getting Roche, the net worth lead actually back in favor of TNC. Rocket spam coming in. Looks like a kill on Witch Doctor. That's nice.
Yeah, and now reality sets in again, you know? Tinker's back, guys. But still lurking here is Raven. He actually got scanned, but he just hasn't left because this is what his hero is made to do. He's hoping to find himself a disruptor. There's no invis initiation for the Radiant, but it's a Brewmaster, so he just leaves.
Not a hero that he can combo down. KB and Cheese.
Crimson Guard, fully bought for Veno.
Very tanky on.
BKB for DJ at 9 seconds. Universe also at 9 seconds, right? Yep. What are we going to do here, Fnatic? Are we pressuring in? Are you guys happy with the situation? Tim's correctly assuming where Abed's going. He might catch him here. He's just a second too late. Abed's just so quick on these blinks. And they took the 50-50 guess the wrong direction. It did go south.
Said, kind of hard to guess. Sometimes you'll get it right, sometimes you get it wrong. It's a crapshoot. Trying to make use of this Aegis though. Envy in the front lines. Bottom lane of barracks. Remember, they already chipped down this tower decently. Interesting time to see. I guess with the bear, they can just stick it in the front lines. Gotta resummon. Feels relatively safe with the pipe as well. Crimson Guard does mitigate a lot of this damage. The bear now getting locked down. Gyro putting a lot of damage into it. First bear. Maledict also pretty.
Yeah.
That last tick was like 300 damage. Is that what I?
Yeah, in combination with the Venom, that is certainly impressive. There's not many heroes that can hold off the bear like this. And although Tinker lets us control the whole map, there is still the issue of going high ground. So, still fairly impressively held here from TNC. Desperately holding on to those tier 3s so they can keep their shrines.
Yeah, definitely worth. At Aegis time pretty soon to fire.
He's got a minute 16.
Small window of Fnatic.
They might just need to BKB. I think they're just going to go for it. When the Aegis is timing out, they're just going to blink forward with the universe. They're going to BKB. They have still the glyph, though. That's the main thing. I think they're trying to pop the glyph. So there's the AC. It's brought back, and yeah, someone just needs to dive here. Go universe. Be brave.
They need to be careful with this bear. He does not have a resummon for another 50, but they just send it in before the Crimson Guard comes out. Now the follow-up from Universe, BKB on, forces the BKB from Tiny and actually doesn't use the split. They want to keep this bear alive, and it's going to be close. This Maledict tick do a lot, but it actually lives.
Alright, there you go. And they got the tier 3. So back to the shrines, keep playing their game.
That was a great play from Universe. Love how he blinked in, kind of pump faked the ultimate. They were convinced he would use it, and he actually didn't. Tim's now jumps in to defend the shrine, gets a stun on the bear. That will be the end of the Spirit Bear, but only 18 seconds till another comes up. They keep their shrine standing.
Oh, what a savage roar by Envy. I didn't think he saw him. He just knew he was invis there. Oh no, he was dusted. My mistake.
That would have been real. Alright, that's the Aegis Flame Bear. Low and steady for Fnatic, but this will open up a little bit of a revenue stream.
It still feels wild that they're still so close to net worth.
Yeah.
It feels like Fnatic have just been controlling so much, but they have a lot of wave clear on the Dire side too. Like, even Witch Doctor in terms of support's pretty damn good, and then your 3 cores can all pummel waves fast. But I talk about Witch Doctor and pushing waves, and look what happens to us. But Tiny and Gyro eliminate them very quickly, and you still have the backbone of the Venomancer to hold the high ground and also split push. Satanic, the next choice here for Armel. Always a good item to have if you're considering a later rapier, perhaps. The game's going that way.
Yep.
Also, trying to lifesteal away from those rocket charges. Pretty helpful. Or rather, the damage from Abed, that is.
Charge at the Tinker, but won't be able to find.
Hey, you gotta love having the missile on Tinker, though. It's pretty irritating. Abed just stuck at home. He's just gonna wait. He's like, I do not want this thing tripping me up on any sort of a combo. I'm not even gonna push another lane. I'm waiting for a missile. And he just tanks it.
Get the level 25 talent, the 3 homing missile. Not terrible. Get him on Tinker. It's a lot of lockdown.
It's still better than global call down. Solo kill mid lane. See ya, Pylai Die. I'm out of here.
KB's. KBT.
Space, I guess. Draws a bunch of heroes.
Yeah. KB. Oh no, it was a 9-second charge. Call it space. A lot of pickoffs just going both ways. Both teams are playing very cautiously.
Smoke from the Dire side. They're going to push forward with Tim's moving ahead. He does have the Carapace to possibly start an initiation here, but the bear is not nearby. Oh, they're going to come for the haste room. Oh!
Nice cast, bouncing around on 2. DJ with the BKB, Envy left behind. Armel doing enough right click that DJ's magic immunity might not be enough. It expires. and the Maledict will actually finish him off. 2 dead on the side of Fnatic. Again, see erupt big. Both sides skirmish over that haste.
Despite the pressure that Fnatic have been putting down, they don't really have the best vision right now. A lot of sentries come out from the Dire side, sure, so understandable. I don't think they have a gem though, at least I can't find one. So pretty impressive. Like, there's no wards left inside the Dire base. There's no wards along this kind of like area where you try to spot where they're rotating through and try and know if they're smoking. And well, frankly, there's no wards anywhere. So considering the control they've had, that's a little crazy. But when you have a Tinker, sometimes that means that it's mostly just him pushing the waves and not your whole team moving up like that. So it can be difficult to actually like assert that control.
Now struggling to put up the high ground. Looks like guards already are deployed, and they make it back. So tier tower down, but a chip damage at that tier 3. Buybacks used. Now 3K net worth lead for the Dire. They're gonna linger around, see if they can find a bit more.
And they've already got the double pipe. They've got the Crimson Guard. Now Cuckoo wants to go for a mech, but
oh, Tim stun on 2. Pylai die. Brought down immediately and has to use 2KB. Nicely done. The perfect setup from the high ground there.
I just heard a call down. They're going for the global call down up against the Tinker. Good choice.
Wow, okay. Not the homie.
I mean, global call down's usually not the choice, but you can see that, you know, already they're starting to get a good handle back on terms of these waves, so the global call down helping out. Fine with that. The missile is like, I do like it in the sense that like it seems really strong against heroes like Tinker and everything, but how often do you get to cast it on Tinker? He did it.
Caught Abed.
He did it. How did he just kill him?
Just caught him.
How low was he?
Caught him after a blink, went stun, mana drain, combo. Wow. Tim.
Wow.
That is a big kill. Their highest net worth.
And they're gonna keep that push going top. Yeah, I'm just by the combat log. That's been relatively low. Seems kind of crazy.
I don't think he was topped off, but
I mean, I guess he does get mana burn for like 432 damage, so that'll get you. So yeah, he took it from 1040 to 0. Impressive. Oh, that's right, because it has the 175 impale damage now. So into the pit they go. The third Roach, the Aegis, Refresher, and Cheese.
I get it.
Man, the hold on high ground, the fact that they can actually kill that damn bear, and maybe a little bit of just like not enough pressure from Fnatic. Perhaps they had to dive a bit deeper. Maybe they had to use these BKBs a bit more aggressively onto the high ground, because they've delayed this long enough that it's starting to look like TNC are going to take control of this.
As my friend, look. Dota Plus does not believe. It has 43% for the 10K net worth lead. Looks like they'll get another bear. Getting this one, I'm sure.
Evi's had a very difficult game because they've been so split looking for the Tinker, but they're usually in pairs, and 2 heroes is generally enough to take care of the bear. You can't just like Savage Roar the hero away that's trying to kill it.
Yeah.
They're just like holding their spells. They're ensuring that someone's still gonna be there to put a DOT on top of the bear. And again, well, DOT is like that's kind of the name of the game, right? You just don't want that bear to get returned.
Well, Envy is going for the obnoxious build. Aghanim Scepter. Let that bear run free. Don't know if it'll be enough though. MKB up on Tiny, and Gyro now has MKB and Butterfly. Kinda insane, the carry power now that the Dire have pretty much their full kit of items, it seems.
Yeah.
Also a Satanic on the Gyrocopter. He's bootless right now. But it kinda doesn't matter. The Butterfly and the SNY, he's pretty alright.
Yeah, this is a team that they will not have a problem shredding buildings if they can get close. That's been an issue for Fnatic. Not really for the side TNC. BKB on Gyro, BKB on Time. Tiny, two heroes that are just fine hitting high ground and walloping away on him. As the Eon Disc finally completed up on Tim's. He's been working on that for a while, but a kill on a Tinker will get you enough gold for one of those. And they continue their push down bottom, 10k now. But we're trading sides here as the Radiant are also pushing top. Aggressive movement from Pylai Die. Got to risk it for the biscuit, and he's going for the base ward. Planted on
looks
down.
like the base ward will be a possibility. The bottom tier gets shredded. Tiny hits very hard now.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Up top, starting to pressure that tier 2. Looks like it'll go down. Will be a tower exchange. So plenty of time on the Aegis. Tiny up to 5k HP.
Oh, they find the Nyx assassin with the gem.
Tim's in some trouble. Does have some friends nearby. Blinks out.
That's a DD gyro. It's a good thing that glimpse was there. Didn't want to BKB and go for it. If he had, they might have been able to get the kill onto Abed just because of the Carapace, but no commitment means he will escape. Maybe a missed opportunity here from TNC. However, they are still sitting pretty. They're getting a aggressive positioning here. They have the wave mid. They need to protect it, but they have the double pipe. So this is something that they've been building for the moment where they can finally get aggressive. One pipe's on cooldown. So if they want to actually protect this wave, they're only going to have the single one there from Cuckoo. And Tiny's not quite here, so they can't make a go with this one. But they are going to keep chasing after this Tinker as Tim's continues his rotation along bottom. And Abed
Big
takes
item
4
pickup
points.
for the Tinker. He gets the Hex now. Also, the Eon Disc is out on Nyx Assassin. TNC have just taken control of the map, and you can see that net worth difference is continuing to go in their favor despite not killing anyone because Fnatic are all locked in their base. The bear down bottom is scouted out by Tim's. Cuckoo comes in now, and they'll be able to kill it. They need more. And it comes back.
Yeah, Cuckoo, he went for the Maledict blind, but he went for the wrong Nook. Hit that gut in it. Obviously, another dead bear.
Gyro is on the way too. They're trying to make use of this Aegis, but also realizing that they can't just shove up to the high ground. They really need to get one before they can do anything. And it might be Pylai Die. Tim's probably find this kill by himself if he hits the stun, and he does. Tiny comes in with one whomp.
Oh, the bear. They got the Maledict.
Disruptor. Alright. Bear in trouble. Where's the damage? Venom with some follow-ups. Yule Scepter to help close the gap for these cores, and it is dead.
Waits for his cores. So they have a summon though, right? Yep. So pop from Envy. And what's he gonna do? I wonder if he's considering taking the items. You know, it gets to that point where it's like, shit, do I need to take this Radiance right now? But they're not gonna push into the base, so he'll be alright.
Yeah, it really is, though. It's like, yeah, you've got the Ags, and the bear feels like it can live on its own, but not really. If it gets caught, it's just feeding away all of this gold and experience, and it's just not intimidating anymore. Now, this is that point where Lone Druid, even though he has 12 item slots, he starts to fall off a little bit because the bear just doesn't have that survivability.
There's just so much catch on the Dire side, like designed and itemized for catching a Tinker. It's all working to do the exact same thing to the bear. The old 2-for-1 value, but I mean, Envy doesn't have buyback anyway, so it's not worth taking the items and putting on your hero. It's the exact same thing as not having the resummon, so.
Well, DOT's up on Gyro now. Very farmed on him. Comparable to the Tinker. He has the Scythe of Vice.
Radiant
Has a Hood of Defy or a Helmet of Dominator.
And he's got nothing left to spend his gold on, so you can just put one in the base and you can have the creep.
One extra little piece of defense.
Yeah. Well, he can also use it to like TP onto things.
KB now up on the. I guess that's true. It's just
they're gonna smoke up into this high ground here.
Quick Universe uses the BKB, but out comes the Disruptor. All BKBs used on both sides. They lose Cuckoo. Instant buyback on Abed. Now being chased down. He'll fall. Raven just trying to survive through this, and a buyback used by the Tinker. Things now starting to spread out. Gyrocopter isolated, but he's got so many items, he's actually going to stand his ground. Now put up in the Cyclone. Everyone with buybacks using them. Radiant hanging on for now. Sam H finally goes down, but gets off a decent Poison Nova that will repel Envy as it ticks him down low. Now glimpse back onto Cuckoo. Die back there.
Sam H is coming back in a bit risky, but he wants that Tinker. Not going to find him, though.
Still a net worth gain for the Dire, I think, with all those buybacks. We'll take a look at the recap in a moment here.
It's called Tim Sam H. Anyway.
With no Roche available, not exactly a win for Fnatic, even though they've got a lot of heroes alive. Did I miss the recap? Where the hell is it? There we go.
I got it. Okay, you got it? Good.
Yeah, it was just a slow one. A lot of math to do there. So 3 buybacks used by Fnatic, only 1 by TNC. They lose 2,000 gold off that.
They did use the refresher shard on the Venomancer, though. And I think all their cheeses are gone, too. Yeah, cheese was used on Tiny, too. So, Fnatic paying some buybacks to get rid of a couple of the more powerful consumables here.
I suppose worth it. Not really a big choice there, but still really hurts. Gives you this long window now for the next 7 minutes. Fnatic have to play relatively defensive, because if they get wiped again, this game could end.
Yeah, we are approaching that territory, though, where the Brewmaster gets ridiculous. He's almost level 25. The BKBs are winding down on the Dire side. Universe could end up being a game decider here if he can get to that talent and get the 65 Primal Split cooldown. The other option is that he is a pretty hard right clicker.
I was going to say, do you ever go Drunken Brawler here? I was just doing the math, like the extra 15%.
Yeah, actually, he has the 100 attack speed, so he'll probably go for that.
It's pretty good.
I think he went for it earlier, too.
On top of that, like, he does a lot of damage.
Yeah, I think in his earlier series today, he was against the Gyro as well, and the Pandas were just getting shredded, so he did the same thing. So that's probably what he's going to do, especially if he goes Nullifier. If you have another active item like that, you'd rather just be getting the Drunken Brawler going.
Yep. And that is definitely part of the problem with the Pandas. They hit this point where it just seems like it's almost doing you a disservice.
Oh, that was the Geek Fam Brewmaster, my bad. But I think the same thing happened.
Bear initiated on again in the mid lane. Caught by the curse, but Universe, they'll try to defend it. He jumps in with the BKB, no split. Bear dead, immediately resummoned. Envy sends it in, actually gets hit by a Plague Ward. They need to be a little... Buyback for the Bear.
And possibly another refresher card. We need DJ to step up. He hasn't had any of those massive combos so far. It's difficult against all these BKBs, but this might be one of those opportunities as he's scouting it out here and gets a stomp. Oh,
Fnatic are so scared, though. They know they need to contest this, but they know if they lose this fight, it's GG. They use the Bruce Split to go in, and that will delay things. Forces an initiation. It's a good bait, but will they be able to get more out of it? And it seems like it. Nyx Assassin tanks the Dagon, survives, has a Carapace in 1, but will go down. Sam H drops the ultimate. The rest of Fnatic in retreat as DJ left behind. He'll be forced to BKB, almost enough damage. Armel uses his BKB to secure the kill and get the courier. Both heroes dead without buyback, but a double damage spawns. TNC will easily finish off Roche.
Yeah, it would have been theirs anyway, but yeah. So that'll be Refresher Shard Gyro. Does he get that as well? Yeah. He's got Satanic. He's got BKB. Oh no, he's gonna pass it over. Back over to the Veno again. The double pipe is pretty sick. And obviously double ultimates. Nothing to
And the double
scoff at.
Greaves. Well, I guess there's that cooldown.
Yeah, no, it's good, but 17k lead now for TNC, man. They did it.
Well, they're presently doing it. We're about to hit 60 minutes and still no racks down. How long on those buybacks? 3-minute window now, where they'll have the Aegis and Fnatic are basically buybackless. You have it on the Brew and the Lone Druid. Not awful, but...
Universe still just trying, clawing away at neutrals. Get me 25. Sam H Man, I keep saying Sam H because of that damn game earlier. Tim's has been extremely good on the Nyx Assassin this game. That fight, he stopped the stomp coming out. That would have helped them actually win that fight in the pit. He just like blinked in with the carapace, so it canceled the stomp. And then he caught him again after when he was going to throw down the Earth Splitter. He got him with another spike carapace on the Spirit. He's stopping him from just like keeping the Spirit in the perfect spot for the Tinker damage as well, so that the natural order isn't always proccing. And just like staying on top of people. The debuff just kind of like lingers away because he's being stuck from microing it. Can't send it back out or anything.
Slightly more passive turn. Nullifier on the way to the brew.
God, you level up so slowly at 24 to 25.
Yeah, that one's pretty
It's
low.
really depressing to just watch Universe try. I mean, he's even going to some aggressive areas. He needs this so bad, but they have Radiant Vision down bottom. They have an idea as to where the heroes are. There's a catapult scouting them, so they feel safe in that area. However, Gyrocopter is saying, look, they're all there at the current moment. And Cuckoo continues his ridiculous amount of farm. The Blink Dagger into the Lotus Orb.
Overall items here. Press. Entering that late game territory.
Him's doing it again here, just stalking on the Nyx Assassin, looking for this Tinker. They have the ward on the high ground. That's Scythe. No solo picks, really. He doesn't really have a good friend either, you could say, for the Tinker. Maybe Brewmaster can provide that at level 25, where the two of them can go and find a pick off onto one of these heroes on the dire side, but right now it's actually difficult for Abed to do anything solo. And also, he can't really risk just dying, going for some big play, or the game will just be over. Buyback is returning in 35 seconds here.
Another pick off on the bear. Easier and easier, it seems. But a big item for Fnatic that could maybe tip the scales now their way. The Aghanims on Disruptor. Still a tall order.
The second time
here.
they approach a tier 3. It took an hour, but they're making their way high ground.
Yep. Tinker spamming rockets, but now comes the homing missile onto the bear. Armel taking a lot of damage in the front line, but has the Aegis.
Universe has that bonus damage now.
Glimpsed back in, still trying to save the BKB. Raven uses his, and they start the real fight. The Tinker just barely blinks out to survive after the Poison Nova's used. Still looks like an okay fight for TNC perhaps, but now the brew split. Raven in pretty deep, and it's kind of turning into two smaller fights as the Tiny's now isolated. Stuck on the high ground, he's getting low. Tims jumps in with a nice stun, but it won't be enough to save him. The rest of the team nowhere to be found, and they cost Tims his life. The Tiny,
Very nice.
oof, God man, 3 down, no buybacks used. I can't believe that Tinker lived to start the fight.
It is now your turn to smash your head against the brick wall of our base. And that's going to be a 6k swing-ish. Yep. 1,300 gold to the Elder Titan. Very nice hero to get that on. Almost 3,000 experience for DJ. That's absurd. He's almost 25.
That talent is pretty ridiculous.
Especially
Earth
when you're
Splitter
holding high ground.
on a 25-second cooldown. Looks like they're going to find another. That's Dead Witch Doctor. Okay. So maybe it's Fnatic's turn. They draw it on the mini-map. They've got a pretty clear game plan. Let's force the buyback, boys.
That's a great fight from Universe. Just like watching him throughout most of it, but he blinks in to start, gets all of that damage onto the Gyrocopter, forces out the Refresher Shard to be used really early before the Aegis even went down, so he'd have another BKB when he came back up. And then he pops the ulti and starts controlling the Gyrocopter. He just throws him up in the air as the Wind Panda, and that's why those two fights were created that you were mentioning, and why the Tinker was able to survive. But 4 heroes return for the Dire, 20 seconds. Can they save Tiny's buyback? Certainly the ideal
Looks
scenario.
like it.
Yeah, but look at that bear top. That's tier 3.
Oh, it's down. Okay, there it is. Say maybe they can split this up, and they can. They have to sacrifice the bear, but again, Envy has a respawn. Now a BKB picked up by the Tinker and probably some shrines. killed by Fnatic.
Remember though, Envy's power is rising. We're up to the 60-minute mark here. Can't lose these games. Then again, he needs to be down more in order for the Envy effects to come into play.
Yeah, Elder Titan though, he really starts to scale. Well, he went for the life steal.
He went for the MKB. He's a right clicker. DJ wants in.
Well, I was gonna say, eventually this hero starts to kind of play the role of a carry. Scales very well in the late game. I was gonna say because of the Earth Splitter and how much damage it's able to do.
100% is kind of insane. Like, there's a reason that doesn't really exist on anyone else.
Yeah, 70 attack speed plus the MKB with the life steal. Excited to see what he can do in this next one.
So if he's BKBing and running on people, yeah, okay. I mean, he's going to be a sustained damage force throughout the fight, so curious to see how much he'll be able to actually impact it. Probably just because it's so difficult to actually land a lot of his spells with the Nyx Assassin that he's going to be more impactful just running in like this. Oh, that bear. It's going down. That's going to be 40 seconds of no lone druid bear. And that was with backdoor protection, too.
He's very close to level... Well, okay, level 24. Working on that 25 to get the magic immunity.
Pilot Eye gets caught out there. A Thunderstrike on the creep wave. Gets carapaced by Tims. And that will be his downfall.
Well, that's a bummer.
A minute and a half. My god, that's the longest respawn timer Pilot Eye's ever had in his life. Jeez, he's never coming back, but he's got his buyback.
What a weird game. Gold lead has pretty much closed. 5k net worth at 65 minutes does not feel like much.
Yeah, the gold lead has never really felt like it was the story of this game, eh? It's almost always felt irrelevant.
For the most part. I mean, when TNC was getting up closer to, like, you know, 15, maybe 20k net worth, you start getting a little nervous, but it's insane how quickly that just swung back the other way.
Right.
One bad fight. So I guess you're right, man.
It was like fake, you know?
Pretty meaningless.
Like, you think it's important. That is not meaningless, though. That bear's dead.
I was just going to say, I think Envy agrees with us. He has just kind of fed that bear away. What is that, like the 10th bear kill now?
We need a layer.
Or I wish we had layers just to see how much gold has come from the bear alone. It's fairly significant at this point, though. Guard up on the gyro. Pretty kitted out. This is that weird point where you know you need to dump the S and Y, but you really don't want to because the movement speed is so nice. I mean, you got the Scotty. What do you build now? Like, I don't think there's anything else. I think you're a fully slotted gyro at this point.
Yep. Buy the moon shard. Save gold for a rapier if you get the next
got the moon shard.
Yeah, but you can buy your friend one.
Oh, yeah, okay, buy your friend the moon.
Dude, if you put a moon shard on Tiny, I mean, Raven's just going to buy his own, though. He's an independent boy. He doesn't need no sugar mama.
Yeah, he's got 9,000 gold right now. I don't think he's having any problems in terms of income.
Tiny moon shard, yo, let's go.
Radiant are scared.
Are there any Radiant clips you can do these backdoor shenanigans? You like throw the creep up? Yeah, I guess there are. If you have the no toss target, you can like sneak creeps in. Shout out to all the you know, you Redditors. Thanks, Reddit. There was a post today. Just toss a creep out. You can like, I mean, you've been able to do that for a while, right? With like Earth Spirit or Pudge and everything. But the no toss target on Tiny, probably the easiest way it's ever been able to be done. You just whip some dire creep inside that Radiant base somewhere in the trees, and backdoors are permanently gone.
Yeah.
Certainly the kind of game where it'll come into play.
Certainly could be. Maybe waiting for another Roshan, and it's going to be up very soon. Just seconds here. Me, Tim standing on the lava waterfall. Scouts it out. Then Awards also see it. I think at a certain point, like Roche 5, Roche 6, it should be 2 refresher shards, Trent.
And we just need a new item.
Roche 5, you get a double damage rune.
That would be kind of cool. A consumable that's a DD that doesn't expire. That would be really broken, but kind of cool.
That would be stupid.
Whoa, cuckoo!
big initiation. Cuckoo gets brought down. Universe BKB is perhaps thinking that it could be bait for more, but it ends up just being a quick pick.
Oh, the pathing everywhere, Nyx Assassin.
Yep. Now the BKB used by Armel. They initiate the other way. They kill the Brew. They kill the Elder Titan and the Disruptor. It's a disastrous fight for Fnatic. The Bear is down bottom trying to wrap their way to victory. The melee barracks take a lot of damage, but it's a tough team fight for Fnatic, and it's going to hand over yet another Roche in favor of TNC.
Yeah, that didn't look like the best start, but as you said, they popped the BKB early there on the Panda, and that just meant Tiny came in and blew all his charges there, so no opportunity to get the split off. That
ended up being an incredible bait from Cuckoo. So if you can just trade the Witch Doctor for the BKB on the Brewmaster, it's like a guaranteed fight, it felt like there.
Yeah, and since his Panda is so weak, he can't just like split. Like if he had the other two talents where he went for the health and then the cooldown, he'd probably just split there and say, okay, I'm just splitting. If there's any chance of fighting, I'm just gonna split because the downtime's so low. But in this sort of a build, he can't really afford to do that. At the same time, it means his BKB is even more valuable than it usually is, so wasting it like that is pretty painful. But there it is. They get the Aegis, which means all that gold gets funneled into a Rapier here. And Armel will be marching with the squad.
He's actually 9 slotted right now.
Legit, like 9 ridiculous. To be fair, it's 8 because of Aegis.
Well, yeah, okay. Sorry. But still, it's taking up that slot right now. The S&Y one you want to hang on to. They force out the Glyph. Buyback's a little bit tight here. The Elder Titan and Brew do have them, but with 10 seconds, you really don't want to burn all that gold, knowing you might need it soon. Envy uses a dust, doesn't find anything. They get the melee barracks and TNC back up. BKB used to save the Rapier. Good call from Armel.
Radiant's bottom shrine.
So we'll go right for the shrine. Oh man, the attack's so fast right now. 0.45 seconds.
Bottom shrine has fallen.
On a terrifying amount of damage. Over 600.
Probably see this farm continue to accelerate, though at this point it really doesn't matter. Fnatic can just stay locked in their base, and Fnatic still have farming to do, but the Dire, they're pretty kitted out.
Invisibility.
Not really made too much progress, but has 3,000 gold.
Gold for me.
Man, that's infinite pathing or whatever. What is it called? Unobstructed pathing is actually ridiculous versus Tinker.
You know, I hadn't really thought about that because it's so rare you see Nyx actually get this 25 talent, but you're right. It just turns Nyx into like a mini Broodmother, and you can just walk over the tree line.
Yeah, like Abed can't even go to those side lanes really right now. They're making a play with the troll. They're using the dark troll to get him somewhere where the Nyx assassin won't be, so that he can still catch waves. So a very nice play. But that's the state they're in.
Representative of the pressure that Nyx is putting. Nyx does have some pretty dirty 25 talents. 100 agility. Not that Nyx is ever really much of a right clicker, but that's still just
the old E-Blade strat.
He's got 72 right now. That's a shitload.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you had E-Blade Dagon, yeah.
The unobstructed pathing is just so good, though. Definitely like this talent.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
Especially, I guess, the level 3 Vendetta has pretty high uptime too.
Yeah, it's always.
Round. You're cruising. Right now, Pili Die, the only one without a buyback, and they'll still have a pretty good amount of time on the Aegis.
He's also only one of 2 heroes without 25. It's just Pili Die and Cuckoo.
Witch Doctor probably get that voodoo restoration, I would imagine.
Are they just not going to anything else with this Aegis, though? Like, they are not pushing back high ground. And if they don't have the Aegis, this Rapier suddenly is kind of like the, why did I buy a Rapier? We didn't end the game with my Aegis. Now I have to wait for another Aegis. Things get a bit dicey.
Like, I think they kind of can. They have them locked in the base like this. This is a prime position. I don't know what more this Gyro could possibly be waiting for, unless they want to wait a additional Roche cycle, but that seems, I don't know, less than opportunistic when you've already got an Aegis in your...
I think they're starting to figure out what the Tinker's up to, but they still haven't found the Dark Troll, so maybe they're not. Oh, Courier will not see it. Zips right past.
Too busy just farming enemy territory.
And Abba just keeps getting away with it.
Want this Hex on the Witch Doctor. Want him to become a proper Witch.
Alright. Alright, they're sending the bear in. What is the bear doing? Is it going to the secret shop?
Yeah. Up to the high ground. They see it. There's a sentry ward down, but Tim has the carapace. BKBs get popped, but Armel just destroys Universe. Buyback is available. Earth Splitter connects on 3. Universe holding the buyback though. Good discipline.
Yeah, maybe trying to bait a little bit here. Make it look like he doesn't have it.
Reclaimed.
Alright, it's time to buy back though. They're not leaving. Aegis is gone. And that'll force them back.
Restoration picked up. So now Cuckoo, big time healing machine, glimpsed back. Actually, Lotus. Those
tanky wards though, they do quite a bit of damage. 3x talent. And they still don't have an answer for this. Again, the itemization is like, what do? You don't really have a way to deal with it.
TNC doing this right with the slow siege, and I mean, they know. Fnatic know if they jump in onto Raven, Armel is just going to sit in the back line and rapier down their whole team. They've got the melee barracks, and this slow siege is absolutely working. Now Tiny jumps in, BKB from Universe trying to click down Armel. The gyrocopter's going down, and it's a rapier down. The Elder Titan, he picks it up. DJ, he's hitting for over 1,000 right now. Remember, he's got the lifesteal, the attack speed, but he goes down to the death ward. Where is the rapier?
Armel's coming for it. He's got it.
All right, back on the gyro after the buyback. The bear trying to rat down bottom. A lot of buybacks being used on both sides. And the Dire actually retreat and just back up here. They want to deal with the bear. And it gets recalled. So 2 lanes of barracks down. They force a boatload of buybacks. But it costs the Dire a lot more. That gyro death. Oh my god. Dude, he lost 4,400.
That was all Elder Titan. That was actually crazy. He hit him for 367, 759, then 708, then 477. All within the span of 1.5 seconds. Actually, it was all in the span of 1 second. That is crazy.
So,
no, it was 1.5.
So that's what killed him.
Yep. Yeah, it was just the Earth Spirit, the Elder Titan. He just smacked him.
I mean, dude, he died so fast.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And that's with Rapier, Lifesteal, and everything. He has the Satanic. Of course, there's a MKB on Elder Titan, but still. Wow. Where it's probably not going to win him the game, but we're actually seeing like a carry Elder Titan that is pulling his weight as a right clicker.
Yeah, but they did still get the racks, so we do it again. Do we have any big consumables left here? Does not look like it. Oh wait, that's not true. We have a refresher shard on the Veno. So maybe pass this off to Gyro and try and go again. Or they're going to let Sam H have it. The slow siege was very good last time with the Veno wards. I'd like to see them just start setting up again with those. And keep Armel in the back.
The way Raven is, he's so beefy with that Heart of Tarrasque and now the Lotus Orb. They can put him in the front. They have to sort of initiate on Raven. And the gyrocopter is just so well positioned, not even bothering to hit the tower because the Tiny hits so hard himself. Now BKB used by pretty much everybody. They bring down Cuckoo, but Earth Splitter now going to be on cooldown. Sam H pops the ultimate, still has the refresher shard. Gets destroyed by DJ.
700 damage.
Oh, they hang on a little bit longer.
Bloodthorn, man. Universe has got the actives, man. He's got the portable Doom, Bloodthorn Nullifier. Don't even need to pick the hero. But the BKBs, as you said, they're everywhere. However, Gyro does not have a Manta or anything, obviously, and the BKBs are wearing down, so perhaps this will be enough.
Definitely kill him. They can. Like, I would almost want to ditch that SNY for a Lincoln's.
He's been getting Lincolns by the Nyx Assassin, though. So I think
Lincolns,
he's
dude.
playing greedy.
He needs it.
They're going for the closeout here. They have no creeps. Ooh, what's this play?
Looking for something sneaky. They want to catch somebody in the base where they don't have a tower.
I mean, I wouldn't be expecting this, but
Very strange play. Remember, DJ does have a Shadow Blade. Try to be patient. They know eventually.
Nice.
They don't have to defend this lane, though. Nothing's pushing in. Tier 3 mid, and that's where Armel and Raven are hanging out. This is so odd. This works. It'll be huge Fnatic, but
Armel
low on
peeks his head.
buybacks.
They can't. They have a glimpse. They can bring him right back by the tier 3. They're in. They found him. He's dead. He's no buyback.
Armel's down.
The lurk.
Raven, BKB. Where's the rapier?
I think DJ has it. DJ has it.
DJ has it. Oh no. Tims. He's going to initiate. They're going to get a kill on Pylai Die, but the rapier is down, and they're going to get away with this. Or are they? DJ. Abed now forced to BKB. They're going to turn on to Tims. Earth Splitter doesn't do much, but now the Hex comes back the other way. Tiny getting low. The BKB Bear continuing to pursue. Cuckoo with a Death Ward in the tree line, bringing Envy pretty low. Abed now also going down. The damage from the Venomancer actually stacking up. DJ still alive. The buybacks, the TP's back in. This could be the final fight as Cuckoo getting very low. They'll finally lose their healing. But Raven isolating DJ. The toss is back up. But DJ, the attack speed is just too much. He finally goes down. Rapier hits the deck. Now on the other side, Universe slowed down after using the Doom onto the Veno. They have the follow-up stun, and it looks like Fnatic are running out of resources. The Rapier is still down. They want to save it for the Gyro, it looks like. But 4 dead without buyback on Fnatic.
Yeah, but Raven's gonna have to pick it up. Just a little bit too risky to leave it there, but man, the fact that they have those other lanes, generally so long of a fight like that, maybe there's a chance for the Rat there from Envy, but just can't find anything because having lost.
Well, now Tiny hits for a cool 1,000 as they roast with this double damage and Rapier. So that's nice.
Oh man, that was a nice play by Fnatic. You know, you gotta get a little bit crazy. You gotta try some lurking stuff. It looked like they were kind of predicting it from TNC too, right? Like the way they were sitting and standing up on that high ground, they're like, I think they might be nearby here, guys.
Yeah, it definitely felt like they were suspicious, to say the least. But now, headed back to the mid lane, the siege will continue, and I think this is the death march. Lift for the Radiant, but BKB's used as Veno jumps in, gets off the ultimate. Envy returns a lot of damage, but actually can't quite kill him. Pylai Die uses his combo, locks Tims in place. They will kill the Veno, but he buys back, Envy dies, and that is going to be it. GG. An epic game 2, 41 to 43 in 80 minutes. TNC close out the series, take them down 2-0 very well in this round-robin qualifier.
TNC have just shown so much composure through both games. I think game 1 was looking a little bit